together for Elizabeth S, ladies and folks, people, my friend, Elizabeth S, live in studio in Nano Taco.
All right. Hey, Elizabeth S here. If you're watching and I told you to watch, thank you for doing what I told you to do. I appreciate it. And if you're at home and you, either way, whatever, if you're just doing, all right. Everybody at home, also, you need to cheer. Just because we can't hear you doesn't mean you don't have a responsibility, okay? Do it. I'm so happy to be here. I haven't been on the Monday night comedy stage since mid-March, I want to say. And it's been a whirlwind, guys. Things have changed. Things are different now. So, for instance, like right now is probably the worst time to have a problem. So, if you're considering having a problem right now, I think you should think about that again. Just rewind and think, do I need to have a problem right now? Can it wait? Maybe now is not the time for a problem. I made the choice to have a problem. I had some chest pains a little while ago. And, you know, looking back on it, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have chosen to have the chest pains because right now it's really not a great time to maybe be dying. Very selfish of me to do that. It was a real headache, and I'm really going to think about it harder next time. But I digress. I decided to not go to the emergency room. I was told by people virtually to go to the hospital, but they were only virtual, so they couldn't force me. And I didn't feel like going. I just didn't have anything to wear. And so I go online and I find a world-class cardiologist who's willing to give me his opinion for $1. So I'm like, wow, that's a pretty good deal. I could be dying and this guy's only $1. So this feels like a good play. This you can't beat $1. You can't beat $1. I tried between, the aching and the pangs and all that. I did look and I said, hey, can you beat $1? Can you do 99 cents? I went to all these other world-class cardiologists and they did not wish to compete on that level. They were not into that Price is Right kind of thing, even though I was willing to hand it to them. I was willing to say, you were wrong with $1.01, but I will let you keep me from dying. But anyway, I go the guy for the $1, and I tell him my medical history because he's a real professional. And I did happen to mention, yes, I do have a history of depression and anxiety, which was probably a mistake. It normally is to tell people about your mental health problems. Never tell anybody. And this guy decided that I was just having a panic attack and that I should take a nap. And then my invoice was attached. So I don't know if I can pay the invoice with telling him to take a nap. Is that how we do that? Is that the transaction we're accomplishing here? But maybe he was talking about like a different nap, like a dirt nap. Because that is accessible to me. I do have dirt. He did know that. That was part of my medical history I gave him. My medical history includes owning dirt. So I didn't die. And I didn't take a nap either because that fucker is not telling me what to do. Not virtually, anyway. Let me think what else is going on with me. I've been trying to not breathe incorrectly. I've noticed there are ways to breathe incorrectly now. If you sigh a little too hard, people start to wonder, are you sick? You got it? If you like chuckle too hard and at the end it's a little like people worry, people are upset. They're upset with you for doing that near them. You gotta really be careful with how you're breathing. You have to, like, for instance, abbreviate your belches, shorten them, keep them short. Nobody needs to hear all of that. Just say your piece with the belch and be done. Also, I'm still doing yoga, which is like, wow, really? The world's ending. Really? Still yoga? Okay. Because, well, so here's the thing. My birthday happens to be November 3rd this year and every year. And I am very nervous about it. I don't want to have a party because the last time I had a party for the election, it was not good. It was ungood. And I don't know what else to do about my birthday other than like pretend it didn't happen and that I've had like 7 fewer of them than I have really had. But I hope to celebrate it next year, or maybe November 4th will be a day of celebration and or revolution. I think we can do whatever we want on November 4th if we don't like what happened. If we don't like the way this authoritarian thing is going, then we should maybe weigh our options. Like, is this the time to have a problem? I think it is a time to have a problem. It's a good problem to have if you're like doing a heckin' revolution or whatever, or protest or whatever. Wow, I should have prepared. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the other side. Bye.
Holy shit. Damn. Nobody else saw that, but he just got shot in the face like 6 times. That was very enjoyable to watch. I'm very glad to be in the studio. It's really, really cool. I'm really glad they were able to make this possible. If I get COVID, I'm really glad I did it in a cool place. That's where the jokes start. So I don't know how to say this typically, so I just say it. I think black people should be able to protest stupid things too. It's not the final step in equality, but it's like step 47. You know what I mean? The final step is like black serial killers, just for like for scale. Earlier this year we saw people protesting, open up the state and haircuts and things like that. I want my protest to be, I think black people deserve free lotion during the pandemic. You know what? We have to wash our hands a lot. We have to use a lot of hand sanitizer. I think we deserve free lotion. So I'm going to be at the governor's mansion. I'm going to get a couple of my black friends. They're going to bring some guns. I'm going to make it real official. I'm going to have a giant-ass sign that says free cocoa butter. It's confusing everybody. It's going to be sick. Except for, the woke ones. The woke people are going to be like, no, when they say free somebody, like, that it means a person. Cocoa butter's a person. And little do you know, cocoa butter is a person. He's, in fact, the one black person in Lincoln, Nebraska. And he's a pimp. Randomly, I just remembered, my high school gym teacher used to call me pimp, in passing. Like, hey, pimp, how's it going? And, I don't know, just trying to be cool. And, it never made sense to me because, I don't think I give off pimp vibes, do I? I'm not I don't know. This isn't even a pimp's voice. You know what I mean? I grew up in a 2-parent household. This is not where pimps come from. And, I couldn't even, I don't know, be aggressive like that or call women hoes. I'm college educated. There would be business discussions with my associates, okay? There wouldn't be any, Shirley, get your whole ass on the street. It'd be, Karen, I think your hygiene has been affecting your sales. Here's your spa coupon. Take the day off. It'd be stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm a pastor's child. My dad's we own a church. It's out in St. Paul. This is not an advertisement. Please don't come. I just wanted you to know for reference. It's kind of cool though because our church is across the street from a Planned Parenthood, and perfect location. We see people protesting all the time, and but they're just gormless signs and shit like that. And I decided to ask my mom, Mom, we're Christians. How come we don't ever get out there and protest? Kind of fucking with her. And she got real with me for the first time in a while. She's a little old Nigerian lady. And she looks at me and she's like, Toby, we mind our own business. And I was like, hell yeah, Mom. I like that. Her body, her choice. You're my nigga. I love you. I am not your nigga. Shit. We have fun, though. We have fun. It's cool. The hard part about going to church right now is that, it was virtual for a while, and that shit sucked. And I mean, my dad is just not a great pastor, unfortunately. I mean, as a comic, I have to watch him bomb for an hour every Sunday. And it's just not cool. And yes, that joke is worth going to hell for. So I'm keeping it. But don't feel bad for him. Don't. Just because, the other Sunday he prayed for Donald Trump to win the election. And, no pastor should pick any sides like that. You should be, you should be a pastor. And I decided to ask my mom, hey, Mom, why'd you let him say this? Why didn't you talk to him beforehand? And she looks at me and she's like, that nigga is tripping. I don't know. And I was like, hell yeah, Mom. You're catching on. It's good shit. One of my most favorite things about, everything that's been going on, that's how white people refer to social justice movements, is everything that's going on. It's great. But my favorite part is the fact that Stone Cold Steve Austin is an ally. Yes, he really is. And saw him cursing out people on his Instagram, and it's great. I really wish he would run for president. I think he's the perfect guy to do it. Just because he's perfect to run against Trump, you know what I mean? He's an authoritative figure. You know what I mean? He's a wrestler. He's strong. So Trump couldn't like say he's going to beat his ass or he's weak or anything. And they have similar mottos, you know, like "Make America great again," and "'Cause Stone Cold said so." They're direct. They're to the point. And it's maybe not for like you guys watching, but this is for those people that like, you know, believe in wrestling but don't believe in racism. That's a slice of the pie that we're trying to get to here. So you know, so the commercials will be great. You know, they'd be really short and to the point. You know, it's like, we should release those children at the border because Stone Cold said so. Yeah, you know, should we legalize marijuana? Yes, because Stone Cold said so. And why shouldn't you people fuck your cousins? Because it's the right thing to do. All right, guys, that's going to be my time. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm out of here. Thank you. Love. Appreciate it.
Hi. Hello. Hello. We're just, no, I'm going to hold this like this now. Oh, okay. No, we're really on top of things in the studio. You guys, yeah. For those of you that did hear that, I don't want to frighten anyone that's in the studio right now, but I am from Florida. I'm not contagious. Whatever it is that we have down there. I don't know, man. I promise I'm not going to give it. People have asked me recently what it's like to live in Florida during a global pandemic. It's about the same as always. Not much has changed. Pretty much from the time I moved to Florida, it's been dangerous to go outside at any point. I've never wanted anyone within 6 feet of me. That's just kind of how it is in Florida. I think for imagery, what I would say to describe it is living in Florida during a global pandemic is kind of like living in a house where one of the rooms is on fire, but you don't know which room and you don't know how bad the fire is. Is what you'll turn on the TV and one station will say, "There is no fire," and then the other station will say, "There is no house," and you're like, I think you're both lying to me. And being a Floridian in Florida during a global pandemic is kind of like living in a house where one of the rooms is on fire and you don't know which room or how bad the fire is, but you smell smoke and you go, no, I've got time. And that's kind of where we're at. It's weird living in Florida constantly, I think. I'm a little upset at it now. Not for regular reasons, though. I have other obscure reasons. Like, I've been doing a lot of research on other states and how they're handling the pandemic and stuff, and there have been a couple that are really cool. Like, Ohio does this thing, or they did this thing for a while where every day their governor would get on TV or a live stream and tell the citizens of Ohio about what's going on. And his name is Mike DeWine. So every day at 2 p.m. he would have Wine with DeWine, which was a cool. He would encourage all of Ohio to just get drunk at 2 p.m. and just tell them about how bad things are. And he's not the only one that did it. Kentucky did it as well. Their governor is Andy Beshear, and he would have Beers with Beshear, where he would encourage all of Kentucky to just get drunk at 5 p.m. like they weren't already, and then he would tell them how bad things are going. And it makes me mad because I live in Florida with a governor named Ron DeSantis, and we missed out on a golden opportunity for Pantless with DeSantis. Do you know how mad I am? Like, that's why I'm not voting for him again. Forget all of the real reasons to not vote for that man, but Pantless with DeSantis was the last straw. God, every day at 4 p.m., imagine the governor of Florida getting on live TV, no pants. Nobody would even question it. People would be like, Florida's doing a thing again. Florida's doing that. He would be the most respected person in Florida if he got on national TV with no pants. I'm sure of that. We're going to go back and do it again. Run it back. Start the pandemic over. We're doing this. No, we're not. We're not. It's, I don't want to say it's fun living in Florida, but it's not boring. And that says something. I don't know. It's an experience. When I didn't know Minneapolis or Minnesota nice was like a real thing until I actually got to Minnesota. My mom's newest husband is Minnesotan, so I kind of hear about that a lot. And I say newest husband, it's her second husband. Like, it's not like a lot, but I know saying newest husband implies multiple. It is technically her newest husband, though, but she's not like Thanos. She's not out here collecting rings. She doesn't have like 6 husbands to go through. But the newest one is from Minnesota, so I hear about this Minnesota nice thing, and I didn't know it was real until I landed in Minnesota. And in the airport at the baggage claim section, I heard someone say, "Is that your bag? Can I grab that for you?" And that was real weird to me, coming from the South, because if you touch my stuff, I'm shooting you. Like, that's where we're at. And the only question there would be like, how'd you get a gun in the airport? And we all would just say it's emotional support handgun. They can't. They have to let us on the plane with it. I want to do some impressions. I don't get to do impressions very much anymore, so we'll do a couple impressions. This is my impression of a lead singer in a band who's just now discovering that he's losing his hearing. Okay. Are you guys ready to have a good time tonight? I can't hear you. Okay, next one. This is my impression of 2-year-old Gwen Stefani. Those of you that don't know, Gwen Stefani, of course, is the queen that invented this song, Holla Back Girl. So this is a 2-year-old Gwen Stefani who just got potty trained. Come here. Uh-huh, that's my shit. Is that the dumbest joke I've ever read? Okay, so this next impression, half of you are not going to like it, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is my impression of a terrorist who's really proud of himself. I'm the bomb. See? Only half. That was good. That's exactly what I was shooting for. Some people on the other side of the camera just groaned. That's fine. You're right. You're not wrong. Man, when this pandemic started, I wanted to learn stuff. Like, that was my goal. Like, a lot of people were like, I'm going to work out and eat right. I was just like, I want to learn something. That's it. That was my whole goal, and I did. I learned that if you go to a Taco Bell that's currently hiring, the bottom of the receipt will say, now hiring, dreams do come true. And like in bold letters, like they believe it, you know? I learned that Shaggy and Scooby-Doo were hired as Taco Bell like promoters. Like, that's all I learned. It was so bold that I thought I was wrong. You know, like, I had been dreaming wrong. Like, I have this dream that one day I'll become rich and famous. I'll be able to use my wealth and influence to end homelessness in America. But thank God Taco Bell's out here like, whoa, reel it in, you know? How about we feed the homeless? How about we start with a chalupa? How about that? And I don't, like, if you're watching this at home and you've ever worked at Taco Bell, I don't want to stand here and make fun of you, but that's not a dream that people have. It's not. And you know how I know? It's not. I've never walked into a Taco Bell and seen a Make-A-Wish kid behind the register. And I know from experience, I lost some of you on that joke, and you're not wrong, but neither am I, okay? Have you seen it? No. Nobody's ever walked into a hospital room and be like, hey, Timmy, the foundation said they'll grant your wish. What do you want to do? Meet LeBron? Go to Disney? And Timmy's like, nah, I want to make a taquito. It doesn't happen. The best part, I'd say, about this whole pandemic is that I lost my job instead of having to quit. I think that's just one awkward conversation that I don't have to have anymore, which is pretty sweet. Because now it's like things didn't work out instead of, wow, he trashed the place and left. I don't know what got. I used to work at a call center. Yeah, groans. That's correct. I don't know if you guys have heard of us. Usually caller ID will show up like scam likely. That was us. That was potential spam. That was our sister company. We were doing the Lord's work. I would pretty much just try to sell you extended warranties for your vehicle that were about to expire. That was me. Or every Tuesday I would call to let you know you're being investigated by the IRS. That was my whole job. I should have prefaced that by saying that's a joke. Please don't hate me. That's not really what I did. It's not a job people in America have. But I did work at a call center. It was a very normal call center, though. We just tried to call you and offer free products for the products you already purchased. And whenever people didn't answer, which was most of the time, you did not want to answer that call just as bad as I did not want to be on it. I would have to write NA next to your name, which stands for no answer, and it makes sense, but I always hated it. Because at a glance, it would just make the paper look like it was mocking you all day. Because all you'd see is Justin Smith. Nah. And then 50 more of that. The only thing I could do to break up the monotony is after every 16 nahs, I would write Batman. And I don't know if you're watching this next to somebody that's not chuckling right now, but go ahead and take this time and sing it to them if they don't get it. And if they still don't get it, leave them. They're too young for you. You don't need that in your life. I don't know how much time I've been contracted for. I haven't been contracted. Look, how am I on time? I really don't know. Great. I took a pre-show shit, and then you guys were like, "We need you," and I was like, "Okay." And now I'm here, so I have no idea what's going on. Minnesota's fun. It's been cool. It's been cold. It's not even that cold for Minnesota right now. It's been decent for you people. I don't know. It's what, 60 out right now? I have been spending all day, every day for the past 5 days looking at my friends going, are you not cold right now? I'm freezing. Florida has not prepared me to leave anywhere. It hasn't. I guess I'll just do story time really quick, and then I'll go. I love pranks. I don't know if everyone likes pranks. I just don't like those pranks that hurt people. I'm not a fan of injuring people. I just like to mildly inconvenience you. I'll bring stickers out in public that say push and pull, and I'll put them on the wrong doors and just watch. That's, and it feels good to me because the only people getting it wrong are the ones that have read and followed directions. It's a wonderful time. Or if I pull up next to you at a red light, I'll try to get you to roll your window down, and as soon as you start rolling yours down, I'll roll mine back up. No, sorry, I don't talk to strangers. The best prank I ever pulled, I got 87 people in trouble all at one time. I'm way too proud of it. There's two pieces of context you need to know for this story. One, I'm currently serving in the U.S. Army Reserve. And two, I'm pretty good at voices. And by that, I mean I can do things like, oh boy,